he will get fingerprinted and he will get photographed and all of the stuff that anybody else that's getting arrested has to do.
The judge does have a chance to look at it, so there's nothing here. We're not getting nothing to charge here.
Right.
Here's the worst of it. These are the worst possible occurrences. It creates the tit for tat where, okay, fine. You know what? Next time you've got a nominee, we're going to charge him with something. We're going to come up with something, and we're going to run him through the ringer. And the Republicans would do the same thing because they're just as vile as the Democrats. That's bad. Second thing that's bad is he does become the hero, and then people go, oh, screw you, we're going to put him in there. Even though he's a flawed person. It's like, we'll show you, we'll do just what you don't want, which is him. Very similar to, remember, in Marion Barry, who had served, I think, 3 terms, then went to prison for cocaine and, the blank set me up. He comes back out again, and he wins overwhelmingly because the people like Washington, D.C., screw you for doing that to our guy. And he's a horrible mayor, but they put him back in there again. Or O.J. Simpson. Yes, those jurors know that O.J. Simpson hacked those 2 people to death, but we're going to show you, since you let those cops go in Simi Valley, then you know what? We're going to let O.J. go. So where's the justice there? I don't know if the Democrats are smart enough for this move, but here it is. Make him the martyr. Indict him, make him the martyr, get everybody to vote him in, so now he is the candidate for 2024, because that's who they want to run against. They don't want to run against DeSantis. They want to run against Donald Trump, because they know he has zero support on the Democratic side, not a lot of independents, strong base, but he can't grow the base. So, Shari, the question is, are they, in this sort of Machiavellian way, as they always say, it's playing Chinese checkers, or they're playing, all these different levels of stuff, like chess, and we're playing checkers. Are they indicting him so that he becomes the martyr, so that then he becomes the candidate, so then he then is defeated?
Well, I think that's a great strategy. Again, I agree with you. I don't think they're that smart. His approval rating has gone up 30 points just in the last few days. And that's when the talk started about DeSantis taking a break and letting this, not sitting this one out, because he probably can't beat Trump for the nomination. The nomination, though, is not the election. So do I think he'll get nominated? Yes. Do I think he can get elected again? No, because you're right.
Hot take from Shari.
Nobody. I mean, the independents that fled from him, that voted for him in 2016, they didn't want anything to do with him. So they're not coming back. The base isn't big enough to get him reelected. So you're going to have a rematch between Biden and Trump. Yeah, I don't think that the Democrats are that secure in themselves to believe that by doing, first of all, how could they orchestrate it? I mean, they could, and they I suppose they could, but I don't think that's what this is. I think this is pure and simple a payback for what they feel is some of his misdeeds, and also it's the district attorney. He's got a campaign promise he's got to fulfill, and he knows he'll be a hero in many circles by doing this. Just seeing the amount of reaction that people gave and celebrating this is indication enough that they think that he's, the guy that could do this. It could bring Trump down.
I'm going to change my tune, and I'm going to say that they are smart enough to do this. Because if you look at what you did in the primary, what you do in the primary is you find the most radical right candidate, and then the Democrats throw a bunch of money at that person. So that person then makes it through and then runs against their person, right? So they know how to manipulate to make sure that, you're futzing with the electorate, and you're making sure that you get the candidate in there to go against the other person. Same sort of thing. So rather than throwing money at it, you indict him, bring him in, make him the hero, then have him be a candidate, and then you run against him. But think about it. As for the country, you have Senile Joe, who, by the way, the other day announced that he was also Greek. I didn't see that. So he's Puerto Rican. He's Polish. He's practically black because he grew up in a black church. And Jewish. Then Jewish as well, because he went to more synagogue than most of you. And now, apparently, he's also Greek. But anyway, you have that guy who's obviously mentally incompetent. And then you've got Donald Trump again. That's the matchup. That's what the country is left with. That's the choice. That's a sad state of affairs if that's what we end up having. By the way, people are asking, was there ever any president that was ever arrested? Shari, didn't you ask me that the other day?
Yes, if he was the first one. I asked you that several times.
And I said, Shari, we just calm down.
Right.
And I said, I'll tell you the story. He's not the first. It was 1872, Shari, when Ulysses S. Grant was arrested by a policeman in the District of Columbia for driving too fast in a horse carriage. The Washington Post reported he paid $20 for the collateral and the forfeit, and he did not have to appear in court the next day. By the way, $20 is now about $432. He was arrested by an officer by the name of William Henry West. Apparently, William Henry West, the police officer, had seen the president going fast earlier, didn't do anything, but then the second time he saw him go by, said, "I'm sorry, sir, but I have to give you this ticket." And I didn't read any more, but there you go, Shari. There's the answer to your question.
Well, and I can fill in a little tiny bit more, which is that there was some talk of the officer getting in trouble because he had arrested the president. And the president came to his defense and called the chief of police and said, don't let anything happen to him. He did the right thing. That intersection where he got pulled over, or however you pull over somebody on a horse, the week before, a 6-year-old and her mom were killed in that intersection. So he was out patrolling that. Like you said, he let him go the first time. Second time, he said, "I can't do this. It's too dangerous." And he forfeited. He didn't show up in court and forfeited that $20.
Thank you, Shari. If you knew all that, then why'd you keep bothering me? Last night the phone kept dinging. I'm looking down like, oh gosh, sugar 2 in the morning.
I just wanted to know. I just wanted to hear you say it.
Now you know. And now you know. All right. Again, it is sad. The things I hope for, I hope this thing blows over and somebody else gets in there other than Donald Trump. I also hope that people do not go to New York City and begin to protest. We don't want any violence. We don't want to give anybody any reason in the media to say, see this, the same sort of stuff. This guy's running this crazy group of white supremacists. Just leave it as it is. Maybe nobody should. People will go there, unfortunately. They will go, because I was watching some of the talk shows just in clips today. I'm getting ready to fly here. And I saw them. They're starting to gin it up. And remember the president, when this thing first started about 3 weeks ago, he's like, protest, get down there and protest. That's the worst thing to do. Don't do that. Don't give them any ammunition. Get in there to New York, get your picture taken. I wonder if he'll be smiling. What kind of face will he do? And by the way, will he automatically do the weird thumbs up that he does all the time whenever anybody takes his picture?
I don't know. I thought there would be some unrest last night. I thought for sure there would be at least some protests or something, but evidently nothing happened. So maybe people are, he did have a call to action to say, get out there and make some noise about this. But I guess they're waiting till Tuesday, or maybe they've cooler heads have prevailed. I don't really know. But
have you ever thought about what you would do? Let's say you got caught doing civil unrest, right? Like you're protesting something, and they had to take a mugshot. Do you ever think about what your photo would look like? Do you ever spend hours in front of the mirror on Sunday just practicing mugshot photos?
I can't say that I have, but I have a feeling you might have done that quite a bit. Let me see your mugshot.
No, what's the crime?
Let's see.
Stealing from the convenience store downstairs.
Okay. You know what, Jake? You know what, Jacob?
What? Why am I in trouble?
All right, your crime is...
If you want to make me a hero. If you want
HOV.
to make me a hero right now, as you just done. I paid my dues to society.
Okay, let me see your mugshot face.
No, I can't do that now.
Why?
Jacob's got me all upset. Sorry, hot take from Shari.
Okay.
All right. We got to check. Nate's over there.